Oh, hi, Boi Ngoc. It's my honor to have you in today's interview.
Hi, Hoon. Hello, everyone watching this live interview.
Yes, I've learned a lot about you online. You are the piano lady and the owner of the title, The Most Creative Piano Teacher. You have developed your own signature piano teaching method, piano solo method, and that method has helped more than 3,000 people learn how to play piano from 3 to 8 weeks. And me myself, I'm a person who loves to play the piano. And many months ago, I went online and searched for beginner piano questions. Since then, I've compiled a few of the questions that beginner ask the most. And can you help me answer it?
Okay, so today I will answer all of the questions around learning the piano as a beginner. So just feel free to ask me, Hoon, and also all the audience here.
Okay, thank you. So the first question is piano hard to learn and how long does it take to learn piano successfully?
Actually, if you are beginners and you are in your adult age, what most people tell you is that learning to play the piano is very difficult and it will take a lot of time in order to be successful at playing. And for me, during like more than 15 years of exercising and practicing, yeah, it would be difficult if you learn the classical way or you learn the traditional way, which is really take a long time in order to master the skills. But if you are beginners and you know your goal when playing is just for entertainment and for hobby, there's another easier way in order to achieve that goal. You just need to learn the modern way and also the genre of the music that's suitable for you. And learn all the patterns of combining two hands and then applying to your favorite songs. And it will be very, very easy. And also it will be easier, even easier, if you don't need to depend so much on reading the sheet music or try to master sight reading, because to master sight reading, even people who learn it for many years, some of them maybe play piano or they play instruments really well, but they don't like to read sheet music. So don't try to focus on master sight reading skill, but try to do something like approach it in a modern way. You need to know what's your favorite type when learning to type of music in order to play the piano, and then learn how to combine two hands and all the patterns of combining two hands, and then you will find it will be easier and it will take shorter time in order to master the skills.
What do you think is The next question is what do you think is the fastest and easiest way to learn how to play the piano?
The fastest and easiest way to learn to play the piano, it depends on your goal and purpose. So for me, the training that I'm now teaching my students are the modern way. So there will be like three stages of learning to play the piano. The first stage is you try to combine two hands by learning all the patterns of the music genre. Like for example, I teach pop and ballad music genre. So you just learn how to combine two hands with that genre of music. And then the next stage, you learn how to get rid of the sheet music and play piano by ears. So after you master the skill of combining two hands, you can move to the second stage, which is play piano by ears. You listen to music and then you know how to play it on the piano. So that's the second skill and the second stage of learning. And then the third stage is when you want to improvise, you want to put more techniques and also other colorful skills in order to make your song like sounds better. So that's the fastest way that I'm now teaching for my piano students. And it would take around 3 months in order to learn one stage. And it would take around 2 years in order for you to master all the skills. So comparing to the classical and traditional way of learning, it would take like at least 5 to 10 years. And most of the people who learn to play the piano, they still want to ask for the sheet music. But in reality, people who play well, they don't read sheet music anymore. They just improvise. They listen to music and then they play and then they improvise. So the way that I play now is to improvise on the music that I listen to. And other people who learn in the classical way, they need to approach me and ask me, what's the sheet music? How do you play it? And where's the sheet music? But because they don't have the skill to do that, so in order to achieve the skill that I have right now, that's exactly the three stages that you need to make in order to reach to that stage.
Okay. The next question is, when I pass 50, am I too old to learn how to play the piano?
If you in your 50s, 60s, or you now like recently retire, or you had the plan to retire and you want to explore new hobby that you want for your old age, um, it's never too late if you know that you want to play it and you want to play it as a hobby and as an entertainment a hobby. So if you play as a hobby and for entertainment, you need a different approach and different method, a simpler way in order to do it. But if you try to do it with the classical way, it would take like the same time like a children learn to play the piano. It would take them at least like 3 to 5 or 10 years in order to learn it. And because you at the old age and reading sheet music is something that not favorable for you, so don't try to do it with that method of teaching or that method of learning, but try doing something different. Try learning the modern way of combining two hands, and it will help you learn it more easier. And even at the old age you still can play the piano. And most of my piano students, they learn piano in their old age or in their 20s and 30s and 40 and 50s in Vietnam, and they can still combine in two hands and play piano freely.
Okay, thank you. And how can I practice left hand, right hand coordination?
So, with this question, learning to combine both hands together on the piano is the most tricky thing when learning to play the piano, because as a beginner, you can play one hand, maybe you can play with the right hand or with the left hand, but in order to combine two hands, it's another thing. And basically, if you learn the classical or the traditional way, you need to read sheet music for the treble clef and the bass clef in order to combine two hands. But if you learn in a modern way, you only need to read the treble clef and the chords, and then learn all the patterns of the left hand, and learn how to combine two hands, like when to play right hand, when to play the left hand with the simpler piano sheet music. You don't need the piano sheet music with two lines of treble clef and bass clef. You just need the treble clef and the chords, and then you can play two hands. But in order to learn the formula couple combining two hands, I have the method called piano solo method. And this is the method of helping you to read sheet music, but a lot easier. And also a simplified sheet music, which is called the list sheet music. And then you can play and then you can combine two hands.
Okay. And how can I improve the flexibility and dexterity of my fingers?
So in order to be more flexible with your fingers when playing the piano, so most of the people who learn to play the piano, the first lesson they take is to do finger exercises. And but maybe it's okay, but for me it's not that effective when trying to learn all of the finger exercise, and you hoping that in order to play piano well, you need to master finger exercises. But for me, the way that you can practice your finger and combining two hands is to just to play to the songs. You don't need a different kind of finger exercise in order to develop that skill. But along the way, you can add that finger exercise to your learning journey. But at the beginning, to avoid frustration, just focus on practicing on songs and then learn to master combining two hands. And then that's when you can develop flexibility when playing.
And next question is, how can I learn piano without a teacher? And what is the best advice for learning the piano without a teacher?
If you're a beginner and you want to learn to play piano, but you don't have the budget to learn with a teacher, or you're too busy to schedule your time learning with a teacher, so you can learn by yourself. But the journey is will be more difficult, and also um, because you beginner, you don't know how and where to begin with, and what all the steps to make in order to combine two hands in order to play. So, my suggestion is to find someone that maybe guide you through that process. Maybe you don't need a teacher or the tutor to come to your house, or to schedule Zoom call with them every week, but maybe learn the method of combining two hands, learn all the music theory first, and then learn how to read sheet music basically, and then find someone who can instruct you the easiest way, and also the methodology of combining two hands and all the patterns of combining two hands, then you're good to go.
And what is the most important lessons that every beginner should learn for entertainment and hobby?
Uh, when it comes to playing the piano, the first lesson most people learn is to read sheet music, and learn music theory, basic music theory. And I think that's the basic thing for every beginners to begin with. But don't try to make it something that the priority in your learning, because along the way you also want to develop other skills like play by ears or try to improvise. So at the beginning it still for you to learn some basic music theory, but don't focus so much on that. You just need some basic knowledge about that, and then you find. But the most important thing to focus on is to learn the patterns of combining two hands for each music genre.
Okay. And the last question is, can you please tell me the similarities between learning piano solo and piano accompaniment?
So in playing the piano, there's two types of learning. Like in the modern way, you play solo, which is you play the melodies for the right hand, and then you play the accompaniment or the chords for the left hand, and then you combine two of them, and that's I call solo piano. You play the solo on the right hand, and the second uh, type is to play as accompaniment. So you play accompaniment for someone to sing, or you want to play for so that you can sing, or you can play piano for all the instruments to play. So that another type. But the similarity of those things is that the left hand patterns is similar, but the right hand for accompaniment and for solo is different. For solo, you need to play right hand as the melody, and for accompaniment, you need to play the right hand as chords. So that's how it's different. Just the way of playing the right hand is different, and the left hand similar.
Okay, thank you. And that's the last question. And I'm very happy. And thank you for what you share in this interview. Your method and experience are admirable. And do you have anything else to share with us?
Like in order for learning to play the piano, if you don't have the right approach, or if you don't know what kind of music that you truly want to play, so you need to first explore that what kind of music that you want to play, then learn how to play that genre of music quickly. So I have a free training at the website pianosolo method.online. That's where I show the 5 steps to make in order to play piano easier and faster. So it doesn't need to come with the music theory and all of that, but come with the mindset and also preparation of how a process of learning to play the piano look like at the old age. So that's my advice to you. Find something that can help you shorten your time and make it easier for you if you want to play the piano for entertainment. Thank you.
Thank you. And
Thank-
And for those of you who are watching this live stream and want to learn piano or are interested in Boi Ngoc's method, you can contact her via her website, email, and Facebook. She will help you shorten the time learning how to play the piano creatively and freely. Thank you, Boi Ngoc. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone.